Across the continent, the average farmer is aging, yet youth engagement in farming remains low, posing a growing risk to food security and agricultural productivity. Africa holds enormous potential, with favorable year-round climates, vast areas of underutilized arable land, and the youngest workforce in the world. With a median age of just 20, the Shield Africa Farmers Academy was created to tap into this potential by training young farmers, providing access to land, inputs, and markets, and turning agriculture into a more attractive, profitable, and inclusive career path. In Oju, an agrarian community in Benue State, the Shield Africa Farmers Academy is taking root by providing comprehensive support to over 420 young people in modern cassava farming. They have received farmland, inputs, and expert guidance in agricultural best practices, all at no cost. Their training covered key areas such as land preparation, cassava varieties and derivatives, stem selection, planting, weed control, and fertilizer application. Our experts also led sessions on farm business management, cooperative development, post-harvest handling, and more.
The Farmers Academy operates a profit-sharing model where after the cassava is harvested and sold, 60% of the profit goes to the students as seed capital for their own farms. The remaining 40% is reinvested to support the next set of trainees. This approach ensures that learning, earning, and impact continue long after the first harvest. What we're really trying to do with this project is to give young people the tools and confidence to build a future in agriculture. Our work in Oju shows that with the right training and support, our youth can create successful and sustainable agribusinesses. All inputs have been provided free of charge. Every training session has been conducted at no cost to the students. We have experts on the field who have guided them at every stage of the process, from the very beginning to harvest and even post-harvest management. We have also ensured that a significant number of women participated in this project. As with all Shield Africa programs, inclusion stands firm. 40% of the participants are women, each one building skills that can feed their families. When women are empowered like this, progress ripples through the community. Families gain stability, children have better chances, and local economies grow stronger. Women reinvest what they earn into education, nutrition, and health, multiplying the impact far beyond themselves. Running a project like this is no small feat. It demands resources, coordination, and a deep commitment to see lives changed. Yet every effort is worth it when we see the confidence, skill, and pride growing in these young farmers. What began in Oju is proof that Africa's youth are ready. They are ready to learn, to lead, and to build a future rooted in dignity and opportunity. Africa.
Through the Farmers Academy in Oju,
one fitting all kind of price, and for that reason you be careful so that you are able to give the right price to when a business does that. I would rather
addressing key development
as a business man or woman that make your categories of products.
Challenges.
Make your categories of products.
We are contributing to the fight against poverty and hunger, achieving gender equality, and tackling climate action. In Oju, we are seeing real change, such as land preparation, cassava varieties and derivatives, stem selection, planting, weed control, and fertilizer application. Our experts also led sessions on farm business management, cooperative development, post-harvest handling, and more.
The Farmers Academy operates a profit sharing model where after the cassava is harvested and sold, 60% of the profit goes to the students as seed capital for their own farms. The remaining 40% is reinvested to support the next set of trainees. This approach ensures that learning, earning, and impact continue long after the first harvest. What we're really trying to do with this project is to give young people the tools and confidence to build a future in agriculture. Our work in Oju shows that with the right training and support, our youth can create successful and sustainable agribusinesses. All inputs have been provided free of charge. Every training session has been conducted at no cost to the students. We have experts on the field who have guided them at every stage of the process, from the very beginning to harvest and even post-harvest management. We have also ensured that a significant number of women participated in this project. As with all Shield Africa programs, inclusion stands firm. 40% of the participants are women, each one building skills that can feed their families. When women are empowered like this, progress ripples through the community. Families gain stability, children have better chances, and local economies grow stronger. Women reinvest what they earn into education, nutrition, and health, multiplying the impact far beyond themselves. Running a project like this is no small feat. It demands resources, coordination, and a deep commitment to see lives changed. Yet every effort is worth it when we see the confidence, skill, and pride growing in these young farmers. What began in Oju is proof that Africa's youth are ready. They are ready to learn, to lead, and to build a future rooted in dignity and opportunity. This is how we grow the next generation of farmers. This is how we shield Africa.
Through the Farmers Academy in Oju, Shield Africa is addressing key development challenges. We are contributing to the fight against poverty and hunger, achieving gender equality, and tackling climate action. In Oju, we are seeing real change. Youth working productively, women leading confidently, and communities building resilience from the ground up. This is how Shield Africa turns development goals into daily realities, by creating opportunity, improving livelihoods, and building a more sustainable future for all.
Start from A, B, C. I said, that's all I've been asking for since morning. Let me tell you why the 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 so-called customer care may not have been able to answer me. It's not that she didn't want to answer me. She was probably an apprentice, they were trying out on something, or she's not received the requisite training to deliver that value to clients. Please don't make that mistake. If you want to handle customers by yourself, don't be too busy. Oh.
Shield Africa is on a mission to make agriculture a career of choice for Africa's youth. Across the continent, the average farmer is aging, yet youth engagement in farming remains low, posing a growing risk to food security and agricultural productivity. Africa holds enormous potential, with favorable year-round climates, vast areas of underutilized arable land, and the youngest workforce in the world. With a median age of just 20, the Shield Africa Farmers Academy was created to tap into this potential by training young farmers, providing access to land, inputs, and markets, and turning agriculture into a more attractive, profitable, and inclusive career path. In Oju, an agrarian community in Benue State, the Shield Africa Farmers Academy is taking root by providing comprehensive support to over 420 young people in modern cassava farming. They have received farmland, inputs, and expert guidance in agricultural best practices, all at no cost. Their training covered key areas such as land preparation, cassava varieties and derivatives, stem selection, planting, weed control, and fertilizer application. Our experts also led sessions on farm business management, cooperative development, post-harvest handling, and more.
The Farmers Academy operates a profit-sharing model where after the cassava is harvested and sold, 60% of the profit goes to the students as seed capital for their own farms. The remaining 40% is reinvested to support the next set of trainees. This approach ensures that learning, earning, and impact continue long after the first harvest. What we're really trying to do with this project is to give young people the tools and confidence to build a future in agriculture. Our work in Oju shows that with the right training and support, our youth can create successful and sustainable agribusinesses. All inputs have been provided free of charge. Every training session has been conducted at no cost to the students. We have experts on the field who have guided them at every stage of the process, from the very beginning to harvest and even post-harvest management. We have also ensured that a significant number of women participated in this project. As with all Shield Africa programs, inclusion stands firm. 40% of the participants are women, each one building skills that can feed their families. When women are empowered like this, progress ripples through the community. Families gain stability, children have better chances, and local economies grow stronger. Women reinvest what they earn into education, nutrition, and health, multiplying the impact far beyond themselves. Running a project like this is no small feat. It demands resources, coordination, and a deep commitment to see lives changed. Yet every effort is worth it when we see the confidence, skill, and pride growing in these young farmers. What began in Oju is proof that Africa's youth are ready. They are ready to learn, to lead, and to build a future rooted in dignity and opportunity. This is how we grow the next generation of farmers. This is how we shield Africa.
Through the Farmers Academy in Oju, Shield Africa is addressing key development challenges. We are contributing to the fight against poverty and hunger, achieving gender equality, and tackling climate action. In Oju, we are seeing real change. Youth working productively, women leading confidently, and communities building resilience from the ground up. This is how Shield Africa turns development goals into daily realities, by creating opportunity, improving livelihoods, and building a more sustainable future for all.
We are beneficiaries from Shield Africa. Thank you, Shield Africa.
time they had problem with waste disposal. You know, swine, they pass out this thing, dogs, like. So they had a problem with waste disposal, and it was hurting the environment. So people had to start thinking, how can we recycle this thing? Okay, so in business, you must think about environmental factors, because some people start without thinking about it, and then maybe government agencies, the EIA department comes and they check, you know, and they say, this business, no, we will not agree. Do you know how many people are living here that this thing is disturbing the odor, this? Have you been to a poultry farm, a large poultry farm? You know, as you are entering, the thing that will come out. Okay, so imagine somebody now starts a poultry farm in front of this our office. You know, he's not considering the environment, and then he could say, it's my father's land, I can do business where I want, right? And then the government comes and they close it, and they close down the business. That business shuts down, and the person will be angry with the government. Government don't want to make we do business. No, you didn't consider something called environment. Are we getting this? Some of us right now will say, but we have done business, but it didn't have any problem. I didn't have a lot of environment. Then we'll talk about the social. When we talk about social, we're talking about the welfare of your host community, the welfare of your employees, the welfare of your buyers, your suppliers, the welfare of even the people that are buying from you, your consumers. Okay, then you are checking price. She will discuss some of those things with us today. So some people, just for the profit or for the money they want to get from business, they overprice. And then when people are not coming and say his own is too costly, they are not making profits, they are not making sales. So business shuts down. Are we seeing it now? So for some people, they are not taking care of their workers. And so I think I've seen this over and over in many schools, secondary schools. You know, they complain that they are not paying well. How many of us have heard those kind of complaints before, even nationally right now? Some people complain they are not treating teachers well. And so they see teaching job as just, you know, a quote unquote have to do, or just an option. It's not something you want to do, right? So in business, you must consider these things I mentioned are just minute examples of each of these components. So you must think about how to ensure that every area of the social component of sustainability is well addressed. If you are treating your customers well, they will come back again. The video you're watching before I came up. She was talking about how she called a business, a company, and the front desk person picked it up and was talking like a machine, a real human being. You know, after the whole meeting, I had to go and confirm that thing. It's true. Okay, so imagine that you're trying to talk with a business owner. You bought something from them, and you're trying to get their attention, and it's always machine. You just be like, I beg. Okay, and if somebody else is there who is doing the same business and is giving quality service to customer service, you want to prefer that person, right? Because they are available to answer your questions. That falls under social as well. So are you treating customers well? Are you treating your workers well? Are you doing work with CSR? Okay, community. All of these things add up. There are businesses that it is the youth in the community that got angry and say, we no go agree, and then they shut down. So there are a lot of things we have to consider. Sorry if this affects you. You start a business, you don't bother about CAC, or you're producing akamu, akara, food. You don't bother about NAFDAC. You know, the excuse we give many times people, but that's not for me to tell you. So NAFDAC will now come. You have been producing, you are supplying, you have your label everywhere, your food, and they now cite your products. These people, who are these people? They check their files, they check their database. You are not registered. Then after comes, and then they shut down the business. They now fine you maybe 2 million naira. And you're like, where will I get that kind of money from? When did I start doing business? You know, you are angry at the government, but you didn't do your due diligence. You didn't find out what you needed to do with NAFDAC before starting to produce. Okay, you didn't pay attention to governance. Are we getting this? So there are many issues that plague the sustainability or long-term operations of business. And all of these are grouped into these three major components, ESG. I can assure you, go and check. People who started businesses and they stopped, the challenge they will give you will fall under any of these three. It's either something was wrong with their pricing, the way they were handling people, the way they were delivering their products, the way they were delivering their services, and then maybe the government reacted, the people in the community reacted, or their workers reacted, they couldn't continue, and then business collapsed. It's always go and check it out. So this is why Sustainability Lab exists. As we mentioned before, if 50% of businesses, if 50% of businesses is covered, okay, she's going to join us in a minute. If 50% of businesses that are shutting down every year are actually sustainable, it's been said, according to research and reports, that SMEs contribute about, I think, 80% to employment globally. That means, imagine if those 50% are sustainable, competitive globally, and they're doing fine. That means that you can be sure that the employment rates will increase. Are we good? Thank you very much for your attention. The CEO will join us shortly.
Yes, it's evening. Shall we start? Sorry. 5 minutes. Okay, I think I may have to start without the media guys. Please work on the echo. I think I hear myself. Apologies for the mishaps with media setup. They say man proposes but God disposes. I don't think this is about God. I think it's just about the team trying to do better. But we'll try to keep addressing all of these challenges. But these are the things that happen with building systems. It's very lovely to see all of you. I see so many faces that I know. I also see many new faces. So I think we'll start with introductions. Do we have a microphone, Josh? Okay. So while the microphone comes, I'll do my introductions first. I know some of you may already know me, and that's why you are here. But it also helps to share about maybe a couple of things that I've done, and so that at least you know me better. Because some of you know me from one part of my life, and some of you know me from other parts of my life. It depends on which side of me you know. But my name is OSENAGA OROKPO. I am a sustainability leader. I'm in the intersection between food and nutrition security and international development. I've worked for approximately 15. Okay, do I hold this or just leave it? Okay, I've worked for approximately 15 to 16 years now, building and strengthening businesses and organizations in the field of sustainability. And from the work I've done for that amount of time, I would say that we've seen tremendous results with... Are we recording, guys? Are we recording? Development of the economy, but there were a lot of structural gaps. There were lots of structural problems that, if not addressed, would affect their system in the long run. The way sustainability works, if you do not address the gaps in the beginning, it may not appear like anything's wrong. But if you continue like that, give yourself 5 years, give yourself 10 years, you would notice that you begin to see flops here and there, and then ultimately the business would crash. So we noticed the gaps. We noticed also that businesses were opening very fast. One observation I had was that the governments that used to give jobs were no longer giving jobs. Back in the days of our parents and the days of our elders, once you're done with school, whether teacher training college or you go to the university or polytechnic, once you're out, I think they would start you on, is it a level 6 or a level 7 or level 8 in government. We had different ministries, both state ministries, federal ministries of education, youth and sports, agriculture, women, health, different sectors. So the professionals then, who were our parents and our elders, they would walk through the ranks in civil service for maybe about 30 years. And then many of you have retired parents, is that correct? Yes, so they would walk through the ranks for about 30 years, and when they're about 60 or 65 or thereabout, depending on the sector and level of seniority, as well as contracts that they had with the organizations, they retire. But what I noticed with our generation is that there were times when our own governments even told us, there's no job for you. And we also noticed that as our parents were retiring from the ministries, the number or the rate at which the retirement was happening was not commensurate to the rate at which employment was happening. So it's almost like we have, millions of people coming out of institutions, educational institutions every year, but we are not seeing that amount of employment happening in the government or in the ministries. One observation I've also made, though, is that it's the private sector that have been doing most of the employment. So you see companies, banks, commercial banks, private commercial banks, industrial organizations, a few NGOs hiring people. But there's a limit to the amount of people they can hire, because many of these organizations are still growing. So what later happened was, our observation is that most people started building their own businesses. So the average Nigerian today, the average African today is young, as we already know. I think the median age for Africa is how many years? Who knows? Anyone knows? Well, that's a long gap, but it's let's say, who knows? Let me not say. Does anyone else want to try? You are in the right range. It's between 18 to 30, but I was looking for a specific number. I think the specific number is 19. So the average African is actually quite young. You know, remember we are a very largely populated continent. Look at Nigeria. We have a lot of young people, but he's very correct. It's within that age range. So the average Nigerian is between 18 to 30 years, or let's even make it wider, 18 to 35, 18 to 40. We have a lot of young people. But our observation was that most of the people within this age bracket were not getting jobs, so they started building their own jobs. So we have a lot of entrepreneurs who entered entrepreneurship from circumstance. Okay, if you compare with America, let's look at the likes of Bill Gates. Who's the gentleman who founded Facebook? What's his name again? Mark Zuckerberg. If you look at people like that, what you notice is that these people entered entrepreneurship from a place of genuine passion, genuine call. They felt like there was this genuine call to be entrepreneurs, to design business models that would impact their countries and help people, provide jobs and provide solutions to certain global problems. But the truth is, a lot of Africans who have businesses today did not enter because they wanted to solve problems. They entered because they wanted to survive. There was no job, and they couldn't stay at home and depend on their parents or loved ones to feed them. They had to find a way out, and so the way out for them was business. So if you ask the average young person today, what do you do? The person tells you, I'm into business. I do a business. But there's a big risk with entering into a sector when you're not really attracted to it, but entering into it because you want to survive. You have exposed yourself to huge sustainability risks that if you do not train yourself properly to handle those risks, in a couple of years' time, and it's already happening with many youths, the business will crash. You start again, it will crash. You keep starting and start. So you keep running in unending cycles. That's what happens. So you keep running in unending cycles, and then after some time you get tired. What you would notice with some people is they'll now say, oh my God, nothing is working. So they keep moving around and nothing's working. And that's why we have the Sustainability Lab. We want to provide services, support to businesses, small and medium businesses, teach you what you really need to do, what you really need to pay attention to. And so for the last approximately 16 to 17 months, we have been having a session once every month. We've been having young entrepreneurs come into the lab sessions, and I've seen real transformation. I remember very well in our very first session, and people were telling us the nature of the businesses that they do. And I remember one of the sessions on, I think, finances still. We realized that many of you were running your businesses with your bank account, your personal bank account. And I was very shocked. How do you run a business with your personal bank account? And many of us didn't even know that what we were doing was wrong. But today, I remember when we ended last year's session, we had many of you share your official bank accounts with us. I've done business with some of you, and you've given me your official bank account, and that's really impressive. I see that as growth. Okay, so I think we're going to do an introduction very quickly. The This is going to be a very quick session because of the delay we had. First of all, for those of us joining online, thank you for joining us. We apologize for starting late. We had some technical issues and glitches with the sound, with the network, but I'm hoping that things are better. Emmanuel, please confirm if things are better now. Good. Okay, so we're better now, so we're good to go, and this is going to be a very quick session, and we hope to continue to improve the quality of what we're doing here. Thank you for joining us. So we're going to have introduction session within the next few minutes. So those of you joining us online, please help us by introducing yourselves. The model is simple. What's your name? What's the name of your business? Which location are you in? You can tell us the name of the city and the country that you are in. So which location are you in? And let us also know the nature of your business in 1 or 2, 3 words. What are the key services that your business offers? Okay, we'll start from you, ma'am.
Hi, hello everyone. Good evening. My name is Odinaka Chukundukwe.
Okay.
The name of my business is Goshen Foods. We are in Abuja here, and the nature of the business is we sell eggs and meats. But we are looking to expand into other agricultural produce. I think that's it. Do I?
Odinaka?
Yes, Odinaka.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alice. My name is Alice, and the name of my business is King's Credence. We provide cleaning services in Abuja, professional cleaning services, and that's all.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ezekiel Panachi, and the name of my business is Fogrant Africa Limited, which stands for Food Growth and Nutrition Technology. I'm into fish farming, and also I deal with grains. I supply to companies like Abai Rice, Beneseed, soya beans, majorly. That's what I deal with. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Light. I'm a public health doctor, so my company is a startup. The name is Solara Wellness Group, and we are into health consultation for offices, corporate bodies, for improved mental health and lifestyle changes. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Blessing. I'm into real estate. We provide and we find solution for housing problem, and one of the key problem we try to settle is in the real estate industry, it is full of scam where people try to scam people, sell properties that are not actually genuine. So in my own field, I try to bridge the gap in between bringing trusted properties to our clients, and I'm also a dietitian.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Gospel. I'm into distribution of agricultural products, but I'm running a startup actually right now. I'm just starting, so I'm focused on palm oil currently, and we're trying to bridge the gap between states in Nigeria that produce this product and other states that don't. So we're trying to bridge that gap and to make this product available in states that don't have it. So
good evening, everyone. My name is Wellington. I'm into real estate. The name of my company is Quality Home. I'm based here in Abuja. We are specialized in landed properties, selling land, houses, so on.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. My name is Leonard. Name of my company is Omoroli Global Resources Limited. We are into car dealership. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Corey Hope Chizoba is my name. I'm an educationist.
I'm a teacher, and I do online business. I don't have a registered company name yet. Thank you.
That's okay. You're welcome. I think that's part of why you should be in the sustainability lab. But yes, lovely to meet you. Chizoba.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Erunke Confidence, and I'm actually I make snacks. I make plantain chips, chin, peanuts, and granuts. And I'm also guilty of that. I don't have a registered business name yet, but I'm working on that. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Victoria Lana. I'm working in a company of Skywide Media as a cleaner.
That you're building?
Yes, I'm still thinking.
I love that. You are welcome. Thank you for joining us today. I'm surprised. I know her. I'm surprised to see her. So she closed from work in one of our facilities and she came.
A poetry expert. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Blessing, and my business name is Odus Enterprise. I'm a caterer. I'm also into confectionaries. I make snacks and all of that, pastries and the rest. And I'm also working on a fresh tomato paste product currently. Thank you.
All right, so I see a couple of persons online. I'm not on all the platforms at the moment, but the one I'm on, I see someone with the name Chiamaka Blessing Okechukwu, who is a Nigerian but resides in Kumasi, Ghana, and she's into fish farming and into shoe selling and bags parts in the market. I also see someone with the name Ibikune Emmanuel, and this person is an educational consultant, and the name of the company Emmanuel runs is ESETS Global. Very lovely to meet you all, and thank you for joining. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at the topic Are we ready? Okay, today we're going to be looking at the topic financial intelligence and profit sustainability. Before we go on, I'm going to say something very quickly. All of you here are in different phases of your business. I hear you confidence when you tell me you've not registered your business. I hear Chizoba when she says she's not registered the business. I even hear Victoria, who says she's still at the ideation stage. She's basically still thinking of something. So nothing yet. And some of you are already running something, but you have not formalized or structured it yet. I understand all of that. And I am not going to judge you. Okay, I would still say to you, you're welcome. And for those of you who are just coming into the room, we may not take introductions now because we already kicked off, but welcome. Maybe if we still have some time at the end of the session, you may introduce yourself. And if we do not, at the end of the session, I will get an information so that you get the slides from us. Okay, very quickly, why financial intelligence matters. I'll give you some data. According to National Bureau of Statistics, Nigeria's inflation rose above 33% in 2024. And we look at food inflation, it also rose above 40% in some periods. And when you have cases of inflation in a country, okay, no need to snap. We will send you the slides. I want you to focus, all right? We'll send you the slides so that you can read it and apply it to your business, provided you are here, whether virtually or on site. The issue is this: when you have such inflations, there's a significant increment in costs. As a businessman, once there's inflation, when we teach these things here, we try to go as basic as possible, because again, like I said, we do not know where you are in your business. We do not know where you are in your operation. So we try to go very basic so that everyone can pick it. And of course, we do have the one-on-one sessions which help to maybe go deeper into what you're doing, and we could go a bit more technical into what you are doing. So when you have such cases of inflation, many costs increase variably and invariably. You have production costs going up, transportation costs going up, operation costs going up for many businesses across the country. So across Africa, the ADB estimates that SME financing gap exceeds 330 billion, meaning that for small businesses like you and me, people like us who are growing businesses, there is already a financing gap. I told you, many of us did not enter businesses because we were passionate. If I check, I would realize that most of you entered businesses because, it don't read. I need to survive. No job anywhere. What can I do? And it's very dangerous to enter a business like that. And that is why most African businesses are not working, because they entered from a circumstantial point. Okay, so there is already a problem. I told you there's a $330 billion gap in financing. Already you know that most businesses that start in Africa did not get financed by the government. So there is no money even for you to start your business. So that means many businesses, because there is no financial system to support their ventures, they are already financially vulnerable. Did you hear that? And they have to depend on the little money they have, plus the fact that they are heavily exposed to economic shocks. And a country like where we are in, and a continent as complex as Africa, there's a lot of uncertainty along economic realities. And so the small businesses are automatically exposed to these risks. So because of all of these challenges, okay, let's look at a bit of insights here. Quoting CB Insights that reviewed 400 startups and their failures. What we saw, what that Insights team saw, was that 70% of failed startups collapsed primarily because they ran out of cash. There was no more money to run the business. There was no more money to operate the business, and they lacked sustainable financial structures. We also read a Forbes analysis, and it showed that 38% of startup failures were directly linked to poor financial management, weak cash flow systems, and inadequate planning. So, because of that, I'll take you through 6 core slides. Understanding financial intelligence. I will help you understand what financial intelligence is today. We'll help you understand what cash flow management in inflationary economies mean. We'll help you understand pricing, profit, and sustainability margin. We'll help you understand cost control and waste reduction, ESG risk and financial exposure, building financial buffers, and safe growth systems. Now, what is financial intelligence? We define it here that financial intelligence refers to the ability to understand financial information. Financial information, you understand it. So when you see, most of us, when we see Excels, we see graph. What does it mean? When it's red, what does it mean? When it's green, what does it mean? When it's gray, what does it mean? Okay, so we need to understand that your ability to understand financial information is the beginning of financial intelligence. So when you see a graph, you must be able to understand financial information however it is presented. Okay, financial intelligence is also your ability to make wise financial decisions. It's also your ability to allocate resources efficiently. It's your ability to manage risks, ensure long-term financial sustainability. It involves budgeting. It involves forecasting, cost analysis, financial planning, accountability, and strategic investment decisions. Many of us think that financial intelligence or financial knowledge is only for accountants and financial analysts.
That's why you see that sometimes you want to start a business. I need an accountant. I need an accountant. That's very good. Please hire an accountant. Please hire a financial expert. But please, as a business owner, understand numbers. I'll tell you why as we make progress. Every entrepreneur, and let me also speak to those of you who work in organizations, because the thing about the Sustainability Lab is that it's not only for people who are starting businesses. You need to understand responsibility and sustainability even whether you are a staff of an organization, because we've also noticed a gap there. Let me read something out to you that we wrote here. Every entrepreneur, manager, team leader, farmer, project officer, and executive must develop financial intelligence. As a matter of fact, what I observed is that the decision of many leaders, non-financial leaders now, okay, is what causes the business to drown most times. If you try and trace, you will notice that the people who made the business drown, most of them, the leaders who caused it, they have zero financial knowledge. And every leader, even when you are in a business, for example, if the person is in media team, it may look like the person is just carrying cameras. The person is just holding microphones, and so the person doesn't need to know anything. The person needs to understand that the media team are not giving us great experience. I'm noticing that the video is stuck online. It's not moving, but let's just try and continue. I'm hoping that all these things get regulated as soon as possible. But I want you to pay attention to what we're saying, because you see, this is a big issue. Let me go on before I say a couple of things. I told you that they upgrade their lifestyles, they upgrade their spending, they begin to buy expensive gadgets. And you know, most of these phones, the new iPhones, they usually bring it here first. Once a new iPhone is made, have you noticed that they quickly send it down to Nigeria? And guess what? There are many Nigerians who buy the iPhones on the very day it arrives, just because they want to tell you that the day this iPhone came to Nigeria, I was the first person that bought it. We have many Nigerians that purchase things like that. I was the first person, just so that you will know that I was the first person that bought this iPhone. You see that car? Me first drive that car for Abuja. We're laughing because it's true. That is the mentality of some business people. So they upgrade their lifestyle. The next thing, some of them say, oh, this space we're in is no longer good enough. We need a more befitting office. Maybe because they got one contract. And automatically, they don't need it, but they just move spaces and they get a big office. Just because, oh, we want to make a video for people to see that we are large, or we are big, or we're doing this, or we're doing that. Now, that is a business suicide. You will kill yourself. And it's one of the quickest ways to run out of a business. For some of us, what happens? We even lend out our business money to other people, because once they see, let me tell you, I'm a Nigerian doing business. I see this a lot. Once a businessman is doing business, your family member sees you, your brother sees you, your sister sees you, you are doing business. Once they have a problem, you are the first person they come to, and they tell you, oh, auntie, I want to start my own business. This is how much I need. Brother, I want to start my own business. This is how much I need. And then you are just starting your business. You haven't grown it to any point. But because you started, you are now posting the shoes you are selling online. Automatically, your younger sister in school will call you that, oh, I've started a business. And the next thing is, you're under pressure because you're a big brother, because you're a big sister. You're under pressure, and then you send your business capital. and then use it to fund. Sometimes you're not even funding their business, because even if they come with a business idea to you, that would have been great, because it's a business, and if they're serious, I think they should be able to build something, stand on their feet, and stop asking for money. But some of the things they're asking for money for is just to fund some kind of emergency that you never saw coming, or all of a sudden, they just make you spend money. Okay? And some of us even spend money on ceremonies. There's this burial that's happening. We have to show them that we are the sons and the daughters of the this, of the that. We have to show them that Odogu is coming, Odogu is around. And so, what not spend money? So when your capital comes out, don't be in a hurry to spend it. The next slide. Cash flow management in inflationary economies. Nigeria is an inflationary economy. We already know that. Inflation continues to rise. I gave you some statistics in the very beginning. I told you how, inflation happened, 30%, food inflation, no, 33 or thereabout, food inflation, 40%, just like that. And sometimes it gets very bad. There are times when we've had 100% spike. How many of you are using diesel in your businesses? I hope you know that we've had over 100% hike or spike in diesel price. For those of you who use diesel, we use a lot of diesel in running our business. We used to spend I think 1,000 something. Now it's over 2,000 naira. So how do you even run a business like that? So Nigeria is an inflationary economy. Okay, what is cash flow? Cash flow refers to the movement of money into and out of a business. For your service, maybe on a regular basis, that's subscription, and it's an inflow. And of course, all payments received. And then cash outflow, okay? The whole cash flow cycle. One, salaries. Every month, you have staff. You pay them salaries. Rent, you have to pay rent. Transportation, you have to pay for transport, for, bringing your goods in, for taking goods out, for staff movement. Utility bills, we buy AEDC units. We pay for water. Okay, so those are utility bills. Some people pay for gas, and other kinds of utility bills. And then operational expenses for running the whole business. Taxes, that's also another outflow. And then loan repayments. I like that particular one for a reason. Underline it, loan repayments. Now, many people do not consider some of these things. And that's where the miscalculation and the losses begin. I'm going to now ask a question I said I was going to ask you in the beginning, when I talked about the fact that many Nigerians, many people live ostentatious lifestyles after they receive an alert. Do you really know what it will cost to live certain lifestyles that we see many people live today, many business people? It will cost a lot if you really understand your cash flow management. You get an investment. Somebody gives you 2 million naira. And then you get an alert. The alert is 2.5 million naira. And you're happy. So because you're happy, quickly, the very first thing you do is, Omo, I never chop pepper soup in a long time. You first of all take your friends out and you guys take pepper soup each. Each person is paying 10. Each person's plate is 10,000 naira. And at the end of the class or at the end of the meal, it's 50,000 naira that has gone down because an alert of 2.5 million naira hit you. Then from there, after that one, you remember a shoe you've not bought in a while. And then the next thing, transfer, you buy a shoe. Shoe is 150,000. Just like that, you are happy. But you know what? You have a loan you have not repaid. And this is the beginning of the downfall of many businesses. So when they have loans piling up with interest rates, because even today, very rarely would you see loans that are interest-free. So when you collect a loan, it's piling and piling, and cash flow inflows are coming, but you are not administering these inflows properly. And so you waste it. You can't pay anything back. And then when you realize that things are down, you say it's your village people. No. Because that's the next thing an African man would say. Oh, people, they're fighting me from my hometown. My village people are affecting. No, it's not true. that businessman is lacking financial intelligence, and it's just the basic thing. It's the truth. So what am I saying? When you receive revenue, when money comes in, do you take time to sit with your team and say, who are we owing? Do you know many entrepreneurs are very quick to spend the revenue that even salaries they cannot pay? It's the end of the month. You tell your staff, don't worry. We day together. That's the language they use. Say we day together. And then, of course, the staff is understanding because, we've been together, for years. And then the staff is understanding. But you can't tell somebody who spends transport to come to work every day, has a family to feed, that you are together. So what happens is that they are not even able to pay salaries. Then even basic utility bills, like paying for light. You would walk into the office and you see that the office is dark from morning till night because they can't afford light. But guess what? A payment was made last week of 2.5 million naira. The problem is very poor administration. And that's why I asked you, I said, do you really know what it will cost to live, do you know how, let me rephrase that. Do you know how much you need to make to live the kind of life that most entrepreneurs are living? The real entrepreneurs in Africa don't really spend too much money on their cars, their hair, their nails, their clothes. These are all beautiful, okay? Don't get me wrong. But a real entrepreneur, just like the likes of Mark Zuckerberg, you notice that they just have one shirt. Why do you think they do one shirt and one shoe, even years after they've started making real money? It's because they probably got used to it from back in the day. The real entrepreneurs understand that you can't afford to buy new shoes every month. The real entrepreneurs understand that you can't change your hair. It's not that convenient to change. It's going to cost you something, even if you are the maker of the hair. If you do a proper analysis, you will know that that hair you will pick from your business is coming from somewhere. It is cost something has to give way for it. Okay? So, that said, the second issue in the business, is now the inflation. Because we've talked about the fact that many people do not even pay attention to balancing their inflows and their outflows, which causes the business to suffer. But then there's even the issue of inflation. When inflation happens, even if, you balance things well, you have sold the first batch. But then the cost of diesel has gone 100%. And so you have to adjust accordingly to be able to fund the next cycle. So that already makes the system, the business, shaky. That is the problem with what we call the inflationary economy. So what should your cash flow be like? We told you the effect of inflation on the business. Automatically, your materials become expensive, labor is costly, fuel, electricity, logistics, operation, okay? Money will lose value quickly and the customers will stop spending. Operating costs will rise and cash flows rapidly weaken, okay? So what that is the effect of inflation on businesses. So what is your practical cash flow management strategy? Number one is daily cash flow monitoring. If you run a business in a complex place like Africa, it's not a foolishness to sit down every day with your team and look at your books. Many of us don't look at our books. We just walk in, hello, hi, we sit down, and what's happening? Okay, we go out, and then we're just driving around town. We're pressing our phones. Where are things happening? Spend time every day and have a daily cash flow monitoring. You should monitor the money that is coming in. Look at how much came out for the day. Then, what are the pending payments? Underline that word, or please note that word for me. Your pending payments. Many of us have pending payments. But guess what? It is after you have finished spending the money that you realize that there's one money that you have not paid. That's why I'm even spending time to talk about the financial intelligence topic, because even for your personal lives, you need it. This is not just about business, because guess what? Your life is a business. And the way many of us are living our lives, if you don't mind your financial life, you will ruin even a business. You can't run it. So that's why I said you have to sit down. Some of you, your personal lives, you are owing money. And you get your salary, you get a little money, maybe someone gives you a gift or something. You forget that someone is suffering somewhere because you're owing the person. You forget that you have not paid your rent. You forget that you have not paid for maybe your children's school fees. And your school, the school gave you some time, to maybe as an allowance, but you have not paid. Take note of your debt obligations. What debts are you owing? What investments are you supposed to repay? What loans are you supposed to repay? If you do this, you will reduce unnecessary surprises. Guess what? For many people, when the money comes, it looks like a lot of money. But like play, the money is going. And before you know what's happening, 5 naira in the account. You're like, yay! How did this happen? And then as you are seeing the 5 naira, your phone will ring. Somebody say, okay, please, I'm still waiting for that money. You're like, yay! Why did I not remember to send this money when I had money? Who has that happened to before? Okay, we are all debt free, right? It has happened to all of us, right? It is after the money has finished that you now say, oh my, and I had 2.5. Oh my God. Now that person I for first pay now. But if you have a very intentional, a very honest and transparent day by day cash flow monitoring, you will not have this problem. Number 2, separate your wants from needs. Many of the things that we're trying to purchase for ourselves are not necessary. You can still go some extra months with that phone. Don't think that because money has come now, that phone must be changed. When you have the drive to change something, to do something, ask yourself, if this money didn't come, would I not be alive? Another thing you should reduce is unnecessary travel. As a business, there was even one, we had a plan to be in an African country this next month. But it was already a plan. I had spoken to the head of operations. I said, we need to go for this thing. But guess what? I looked objectively at the cash flow. And I said, we can't fund this now. There's no shame. We'll go for many more. But you see, right now, we can't fund it. And if you can't fund it, you can't fund it. You are not, don't be ashamed. That's another thing. Here in Africa, many people are ashamed. For people who don't even care about you. People who, when they are in the confines of their homes, you don't mean anything to them. Many of us are looking at people and we are using people to judge ourselves. Using people to make decisions. What would they say? Guess what? Every man is walking around with his problems. Don't think that guess what? When they live where you are, many of you that are here, sorry to say, but I'm not sorry. When I walk out of here now, I'll forget about most of your faces. And it's not like, oh, I want to forget about you, but why should I carry you on my heart? Are you my husband? No, it's true, Are you my child? What am I saying by this? I said all of this to say that stop falling for the pressures of men. Because that is why many of us spend money. What will people say? They will say, I come there and no spray. They will say, I came there, I came with old hair. I came there, I didn't make my nails. I came there, I didn't wear Italian shoes that I wore Abba made. We came, we didn't drop something. We came, we didn't. No pressure. So stop excessive spending. Reduce unnecessary travels. Avoid impulse spending. very important. The next is to improve payment collection system. Many of us are also wrong here. Let me explain what I mean. The average African entrepreneur has many friends and family members. So when your friends and family members come to you, I beg you, could you send me one shoe? I have a wedding to go for today. Please just send me the shoe. When they pay me, I will give you money. Please just send me. You now say, it's my auntie, it's my uncle, it's my brother, it's my sister. And then you send the shoe to them. Auntie, collect your money. Collect your payment. There's no shame. Fine. If you want to give a discount, because I understand very well the importance of doing business with friends and families. So when I'm doing business with family, I have a lot of friends who do business with me and families who do business with me. I always try to see where I can give a discount. If you want to give a discount or a gift somehow, make it happen. But you know what? The part that is the business, don't allow sentiments in that operation. Do you know, even with my parents, my father, my mother, the way we were trained, we do business transparently. We do business respectfully. If my mom, I grew up seeing her do business. She used to do, when we were growing, she used to do a lot of duvet businesses. Till today, I still patronize my mom for duvets. In my heart, I'm like, I need supplies. She tells me the amount of money. I don't say, because you are my mom, mommy, now give me. She tells me the prices, and of course, because I am her daughter, she doesn't make money. She just gives me the actual price. But I pay her, and I pay her complete. So let's learn to do responsible business. Have a payment structure. It's your business. It's your source of livelihood. So please collect your money. Even if you're doing business with a friend or you're doing business with a family member, you're running a business, you're not running a charity. So please collect your money. Okay? How do you collect your money? First, when you give money, reduce your credit cycles. Don't leave credit out for too long. As you give out, even if you're doing giving a friend, agree on timelines. When are you going to pay back? If the person is angry, let the person be angry and let the person get out. I'm sorry, but things are so hard that you can't be, you're already under so much pressure by the system that we are in. Don't allow any other person's pressure on you. It's very wrong for your mental health. Ask the person, please, when can you pay back? Not because you want to put the person under pressure, but because you want to plan. You want to know when to business. And guess what? Even as a believer, your business is accountable to God. God gave you the business. If you fail to run it properly, He will take it from you. Look at the man with talents. The one with one talent failed to run it properly, failed to multiply. If even God in heaven, if He commits a business to you and you fail, He will take it from you and give it to somebody who is more competent. So do not joke with your business. So ask the person when he or she can pay back. If they give you a time frame, note it down. And guess what? 1 week to the time, please send a reminder. It's not an insult. It's not embarrassment. It's not pressure. You're just running a business. But of course, mind how you do it, depending on who you're working with. Don't just, I'm here to dearly this one. I'm here to therefore remind you that if you do not pay, there are going to be consequences. No. How far? Just have a conversation. How far that money? How far? Are we still on track to people? But your goal is you want to collect your money back. So make sure that there is, you have a reminder, some kind of reminder. Then you can even automate your reminder. If maybe these people are just normal business partners, automate your reminder, set it every 3 days. Now, do not spend or do not depend on one source. I've told you this. And before we go on, still on maintaining positive working capital, many of you may ask questions like, but I do not actually have money because we've not made sales. I think we've done some lectures on marketing. Okay, once you see that things are going down, okay, and somehow the capital is reducing, your working capital is reducing, you need to immediately call your team and ask your team, what do we do? You may have to re-strategize. Today is not to discuss sales. I would have talked on that, but I'm just digressing a little. You may have to make some adjustments to your structure. If you want to run a discount system, we've even had to make such kinds of considerations in our operations in our own businesses. Sometimes we just sit down and say, okay, let's run a discount. Okay, let's run a promo because we want to increase sales or revenue in an area. So you are a tailor. You have clients who you make clothes for. I even have one or two people who make clothes for me. When they are running short of money, guess what they do? They will just make clothes and come and give me and say, I brought your clothes. I'm like, I didn't ask for clothes. And we know you need clothes, so we brought it for you. I'll just laugh. But I know that this person needs money. So the question, when you need money, how serious are you? How desperate are you? Because many of us are joking. We're just waiting for them to... people may not remember you. Nigeria is hard for a lot of people. So they may not remember you. So you need to try and strategize in such a way that your business is somehow always in the minds of people. And that comes from, doing a few promos, visiting people, calling them, giving some free gifts here and there. And then you never know, in a few days, somebody's like, I need this. Let me call Confidence for the pastries, yeah? Yeah, just remember. Yeah. So somebody just says, let me call Confidence for pastries. So that's really how to keep that working capital flowing so that you never run out of money. Tell yourself that a week will not pass by without us getting a client. Because we need this capital to come in. We need to buy fuel. We need to buy units, in the office. So we need the capital coming in. So we must have clients every week. If there's no client, what do we do? Immediately think of all the possibilities. Write it down. Okay? Get counsel from mentors, from people who know your business well, and get on with something. Something must break. Something must give way for your business. Okay? And then the diversification of your revenue streams. I already told you, don't depend on one source. If you do, what will happen is that when the expenses start, increasing, you begin to strain your business because you are dragging from one source. So as much as possible, have various streams. For example, what we do here, we started with an agribusiness. We also have a real estate business, and now we have a media and events business. So from there, we are managing the businesses and able to take from there to run our operations, to pay people. And we are learning from the experiences, and we are grateful for the impact that we are making. Next slide. The next is pricing, profit, and sustainability margin. Pricing is not merely about charging high. Many of us make this mistake. Once they say put price, you first of all look at the person. How is this person dressed? If the person looks well dressed, you just hit the person big price. No, pricing is not about charging high. Pricing is strategic positioning for turnover and profit sustainability. Okay, as we learn about financial intelligence and sustainable profit, it's important that we also think about responsible pricing. Entrepreneurs, please learn this responsible pricing, because you need intelligence to understand responsible pricing. Many entrepreneurs make the mistake of excessive charging. We just, like I said, some of us just look at, how is somebody dressed? Because we are desperately trying to, in quotes, blow. So because we're trying to blow, we just charge carelessly. Guess what? If you do that, you may have that customer once or twice. But no customer can be foolish for long. The world is now far too developed for you to keep cheating someone and you think the person will not find out. There are many, because everyone is now on the internet, there are many other sources they can get information from. So what should you do instead, so you do not lose a customer? Responsible pricing. Give good value for what you charge so that they can keep coming. Make enough margins, but check and ensure that you are pricing responsibly. It may give you temporary gain, like I said before, but it will give you a long-term trust issues. And once trust issues come into a business, people will start going away. Customers will start going away. So what are the dangerous pricing mistakes that many entrepreneurs make? We're talking about financial intelligence and profit sustainability, emotional pricing. People charge based on greed rather than value, and a lot of people do this. I told you before, when you see someone who's looking good, you just look at them, weigh them, and you just add money. That's why we see things like people don't want to give the real price of their products on social media anymore. Once, what people even do, once they put a very nice fancy commodity and people are asking how much, and they say please DM, please DM, please DM. Why not just state how much? I understand the part where some people say that they're asking you to DM because the prices change. It can be this amount today, it can be this amount tomorrow. I would rather update my price. Yeah, I would rather update. If today it's 250 naira and then tomorrow it's 270, I would just write price update. Please note that as of so and so date, this is now XYZ price. If you want to buy, buy. If you don't want to buy, I understand. But I don't think it's okay to just keep people DMing you. I usually, and nowadays people are even beginning to notice that once you start saying DM, there's some funny games you want to play. And many people have very lovely items for sale. You see it, even me, sometimes I'm just running through social media and maybe Instagram once in a while. You go and you see something and you're like, oh, this is very nice. It would have just been very nice to just check it, order, and the person says DM for price. I'm like, oh, okay, we just move on. Okay, we just move on. So please, as an entrepreneur, do not charge based on greed, but do what? Charge based on value. Number 2, fear-based pricing or fear-based underpricing, where you say, oh, I don't want customers to leave me, I don't want clients to leave me, and so you charge too low. And when you want to retain, you want to have a good customer base, you're shooting yourself in the foot. That's not good. Guess what? Push and give value. When you push and give value, what happens is that over time, it may take a little while. And trust me, businesses do take time to grow. Okay? But just keep at it. You will eventually have a good customer base. Because great businessmen, great value provision of service provision centers are not so common to come by. And so because they're not so common to come by, people will keep coming back to you. This is what's happening with the network. Media guys. Okay, because I see a lot of complaints about the network. Is it fine? Okay, good. All right. So let's continue. So please, fear-based on the pricing, don't do it. Don't cut yourself short. It's possible to do it, but if you want to underprice, okay, don't do it because of fear. Don't do it because you're afraid to lose customers. Do it because it's a strategy. Did you hear that? Do it because it is what? A strategy. I know I'm cutting my cost. I know I am underpricing, but I'm doing it because I want to get some clients. I'm doing it because I want to prove myself to the clients so that when we start to charge properly, they can already trust us and depend on us and, ask us to supply at the normal price to them. So don't do it from a place of fear. Number 3 is inconsistent pricing, and that is also when people change their prices emotionally without structure. How much is this today? 50,000. How much is this tomorrow? 35,000. The same thing next tomorrow, 20,000. You're like, what's going on? And they have no explanation. They'll just say, oh, sorry, it was not me you spoke with yesterday. It's Mr. A. And that person didn't give you the right price. And then today, no, I'm the one today. No, that's too inconsistent for a business, for a good business. People will not take you serious. The next is ignoring market reality. This is the price of the market. So this is my own price, so my own price. If you don't want to buy, go. Stop it. because I see that play out a lot. People ask you, which one is, if you don't want to buy, go. This is my own price. When you do business, please look at the market reality, and not just the market reality. Look at the economic reality. There's a sector in this country that I would say it's been messed up. I'm sorry to say it's been messed up, and the dealers in the sector are not in any way looking at the economic reality. Oh, now it's like there are very many, because I'm hearing different things. Okay, but let's hear about your experience with weddings. Give her the mic, please. Do we even have any staff in the room who is coordinating these things? Everyone is just... Can she have the mic? Is there no, we already have someone. Is there the other mic? Does she have it? Where is the other mic? Okay, so I want to hear your experience. We're going to be done with this class in less than 30 minutes.
So I don't have
What's going on? Okay.
Okay, so I don't have a personal experience, but I have a sister that has done the wedding, and I have friends,
Mhm.
and I've been privileged to really understand like the whole, what's it called, planning a wedding and all of that. And I realized that, for instance, if you are trying to get a makeup for wedding, it's like almost double the price of if
Because
you
it's
were-
a wedding.
Because it's a wedding, yes. Same thing with if you're sewing.
They will
you
sew
know,
the cloth normally for
Yeah.
someone else, but if it's a
But
bridal dress,
exactly. If you say it's for a bride or you're a bride, then it's almost. My sister is a fashion designer, so sometimes she even looks at the style people bring to her, and she's like, "This looks like a bridal
wedding?
clothes."
Oh,
I
yes.
think this person is trying to, not get that bridal. I don't know why it's that expensive. What they do it for, but I think it's one of those things where you take advantage of, like, it's profitable when you say it's a wedding. So you have to take advantage of that one. Anyone that comes to you and they say it's a wedding, then you increase it. Even for cakes, different things. It's quite interesting. So that's why I said wedding.
that's very lovely. Thank you. Someone said oil and gas. Let's hear what you have to say. Can we think, Banachi?
In price, maybe as of last year, you buy a price of fuel per liter around 300 to 500 naira. At a point, it was around 600 naira. But right now, it's above 1,000 naira. So, like, there are places where you take good.
Because I don't know if... Okay, great. I'm just checking because I want to be sure. No, I mean picking him. Is there a camera here? Okay. It's fine.
On truck, let's say to Kano around 1.6, 1.7. But right now, you pay 2 million to 2.2 because of the increase. If
Wow.
fuel is now like 1,000 naira plus, so the fluctuation really affects the pricing. So
Wonderful. Thank you. You wanted to say something? Okay, after you. Okay, he wanted to say something. Okay, gentleman wants to say something. Thank you.
Okay, I would my experience is in the area of real estate.
Real estate, okay.
And I think you talked about economic changes in the
Economic
and
realities. Yeah.
And I think most house owners don't really consider that the salary people are getting are not really that they can't really afford the houses that are being provided. So, but if you go to your landlord, he's telling you that he's buying this, he has to buy this and buy, he has to feed his family. So he's increasing his rent, and the people coming in have to just follow, they just have to pay for it. So, and I wish we can have some people who could understand and say, I'm not going to raise my rent. I know what people are going through, and let me just get what they have and have that, so that I could have, let me, like you said, have that kind of consistency. That I'm not going to be viewed outside like someone that keeps taking advantage of people. Like my rent is this and is this. So once you kind of mention my property outside there, and people say, "Oh, we know him. This is just who he is." So and also I just feel like most house owners don't really take that into consideration when pushing up their house rent.
Lovely. What's your name?
Gospel.
Gospel. Thank you, Gospel. Let's hear the gentleman. You want to add to it? Because of time, but since you're just sitting by him, you know you had the mic before, but you passed it to him.
Though I wanted to speak on real estate too.
Okay.
I'll be coming in this angle because I've been in the real estate industry for a while. So I think he's talked about the landlord, but one of the major problems we are having is agents inflating prices of houses without the landlord's knowledge. Because most times
I think you should also add that they are not just inflating, they are inflating the prices of houses, or they are inflating those middlemen charges.
Sometimes they
both.
Yes,
it's both.
yes.
Okay.
Sometimes without the landlord's knowledge.
Wow.
Yes. So if you don't have a personal contact with the owner, you might likely get a property that is higher than what the landlord. So I think that is where.
But how do you are paying the landlord, right?
Okay.
So if you're paying the landlord, can't the landlord just say, "No, my house is not for 100 million. My house is for 70 million."
Okay.
It doesn't work like that.
Sometimes you don't pay directly to the landlord. Sometimes.
But who's going to pay an agent's money? I don't think anyone will do that. Will you pay an agent's money?
Things are happening actually because.
Please, I want to hear him. I want to hear the gentleman.
Yeah, thank you. So I think what happens in these real estate, and when you come to renting, talk about people selling the common thing that normal citizens, everybody need in the streets or whatever. Maybe that the provision shops, the bike guys, the transport people, everybody just hike their price. Just call somebody, what's happening here? 15 naira, oh, okay, increase. Everybody starts increasing. And then the thing continue doubling. But then the people that bear the brunt are salary earners, right? Because their income is fixed. In fact, most employers, if you look at what has been happening, most employers don't increase their salaries.
Moving, yeah, if you like.
So it remains.
Yeah.
But
Because even the employers have issues, but they can't change salaries.
Yeah, they can't change because also their running cost is also increasing, so they can't increase salaries anyhow. So I think the informal sector is in total mess. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I think one last person before we continue. Now it's getting very hot and interesting. Please, we need to watch the time. The gentleman by the pillar there. Thank you.
So I actually wanted to bring our attention to the real estate space, but I think that has been done.
Extensive work has been done,
a little bit, but if I just wanted to add a little for the sake of the conversation, personally, I'm involved in real estate, and what I can tell about my experience within Abuja, for instance, is that when you look at majority, 90% of the real estate companies that there is this competition of developing majorly just duplexes within the major city areas, and then you have a generation of people, especially less than 40 or let's say less than 30, and then you're looking at more percentage of people who are just coming out of universities, who are more trying to settle down into life and everything, and you hardly get the accommodations that are affordable within. You want to talk about 1 bedroom or single room, of which you're looking at the prices is going up to 1.5, 2 million, or even 3 million for that. Then against the income earning of a young graduate, for instance, who is barely within the scope of minimum wage and barely a certain amount that private companies are even willing to pay. So it is not sustainable for for that, and there's no attention being drawn to that at all for any reason whatsoever. And then if I want to add a little bit for educational wise, you have secondary schools, primary schools now going up to like 1 million plus for per term, and then you wonder how a majority of the population still within a certain strength of earning we able to afford that aside other financial responsibilities there is. So that's my take or contribution.
Is my microphone working? Yes. Thank you very much for all your contributions. Very, very insightful conversations we've been having. I want us to look online for 1 or 2 comments because I've been seeing quite some comments. I'm trying to monitor as well. I see someone on YouTube and the person says that she or he is in a situation where the importers reduce the prices and sell to the final consumers, but still give retailers the same price. And of course, the final consumers won't patronize you, because they got it cheaper from the importers. So unless you decide to dance to their tune, this is a very big challenge to us. I think the person writing is the retailer. So they're not happy that the wholesale people are selling to direct customers at the same price. Who knows why they're doing that? I think everybody's hustling to sell. Okay, maybe the people who import. Is that the sector the lady is referring to? Okay, I think it's coming from a place of the real hustle in the market to sell, because since this China trade, came up, people go to China every day. Everyone is talking of, going to China. So you even see a lot of, even we, right, with our, the kind of businesses that we do, we just see random Chinese companies reach us. You guys are an event company. Do you need chairs? We have chairs. We can give you chairs, for your marquee. And I'm like, I didn't even ask. How do you people know? How did you people know us? They're asking, and they tell you they will give you very good chairs. They'll give you very good prices. So I think it's really just the hustle. Everyone, that's the thing. We are in the era of the entrepreneurial spirit. Everybody is entrepreneurial now in nature. Even people who have 9-to-5 jobs are still doing businesses. Very rarely will you see anyone who just tells you now that, I just have a job. I just go, and they're still doing something. They're still trying to start something. So I understand. Okay. So is there anything we've left out? So what smart pricing considers? Of course, they consider customer purchasing power. I think that should be the first thing in an ideal economy. They consider operational expenses. Look at what you actually spend. Competitor realities. The people who are, not everyone is your competitor. Please note that. Because other people are pricing at this price does not mean that you should price at the price, because you can have a different reality with your business. The quality of what you're doing or what you're giving may be very low compared to others. So look to and fro and make a decision. Of course, long-term positioning, perceived value, and your sustainability margin should influence your pricing. Okay, let's move on as we begin to round up. Cost control and waste reduction. Cost control and waste reduction. Many of you hear the word cost control, waste reduction. They sound like big English, They sound like big business jargons, but they are not business jargons. Financial intelligence requires you to identify financial leakages. Many times in a business, you are not only losing money because you are living an ostentatious lifestyle. We touched on that already, where we said, sometimes entrepreneurs are just taking money for personal things, for personal house rent, for children's school fees, for a new shoe, for a new designer bag, and etc. Sometimes it's not really that. The entrepreneur may not be wasteful, may not be careless, but there are financial leakages. There are costs that are actually dragging the money out. There are wastes happening, okay? And if you do not look at those financial leakages and address them, you would realize that these losses will reduce your organization's efficiency and profitability. And what are those common leakages? Number one, poor inventory management, fuel theft. Fuel theft happens a lot. You give your staff money to buy 20 liters, and they buy 10 liters because they feel like you are not seeing what they're doing. You have to have a system to check that, because except you have committed or faithful staff, okay, you will have those issues. So what system do you have in place? Duplicated purchases. You have bought this item before, you've bought this booklet before, and then you have to buy it again. Maybe because you didn't keep track properly. Because sometimes if you don't keep track, they can make you, your staff can make you buy it again. Okay? Wasteful energy use. ACs are on. You walk in, the whole place is cold. It's chilled. AC, you don't know that it's power, it's money that is running. So you must check it. Corruption. When a system is corrupt, when people steal, you know, there are many businesses. And that's why I really pray for all of you to have good people working for you. A lot of systems are corrupt. We have people who have businesses whose staff are the weapons fashioned against them. Their staff steal from them. In fact, it's a system. The staff, they know that, okay, whoever is on duty, do this, do this, do this. Whoever is doing this, you know, so it's a messed up system. So when you own a business and you have corrupt staff all over the place, you will definitely experience leakages. Unproductive staff, that's another problem. You have staff, you are paying people, but there is no real action happening, no results from the people that you're hiring. And then poor maintenance culture. Things are always spoiling. If you run a business, all these things I've mentioned, they are normal. You see them, you hear them. What are the types of wastes in an organization? The first is operational waste. Excessive fuel usage. Idle machinery. You've bought a machine, it has been packed there for 6 months, it's not been used. Excessive electricity consumption. Another one is time waste. This is a big issue, the part of time waste. Delays. I need you to understand that if you delay, you see, I spoke about delays before. And that's because this is one aspect that many businesses are not paying, and how energy can be managed. They are looking at how the fuel is being used, they're tracking it. But you see, delay, it causes a lot of waste. When you're supposed to deliver an item and then somebody is dragging feet, do you know that for the extra time you're spending, you are going to run costs? That extra time will cost extra operational waste. I hope you know that. Poor coordination. Everybody is running up and down and nobody's doing anything. No good leader, no good followers. The coordination is poor. Nobody knows what to do. The whole thing messes up the system. Okay? Then inefficient meetings. Some people say we meet every day. But when you have the meetings, no agenda prior to meeting, nobody knows what we're going to discuss, no previous minutes of your meeting. For us in our team, we meet 3 times a week. For us in our team, we meet 3 times a week. We meet for the beginning of the week on Monday. We meet for the midweek meetings on Wednesdays. And we have end of week meeting on Friday. And for every meeting, we have our minutes. So that when we walk into the next meeting, we can refer to the minutes. It is that minute that we use to follow up on pending tasks. And then we have any other business. So that if there's anything that's not been captured, we address it there and then. And then all of that is taken forward into the next meeting. So make sure that even in your team, when you're having meetings, these meetings are efficient. Don't waste time. And many of, especially in Africa, you can have a meeting. What are you discussing for 10 hours? Now meeting with they will just sit down like this. They will just be doing leg like this. People are just in the meeting. They respond and they will now say, is there no refreshment? We are just having meetings. Meetings are good, but don't waste time. See, the world is moving. Things are happening. Things are changing. Make sure that your business is moving. Your business is moving fast. Your people are learning on their feet. You are transforming every day. Let it be happening. Don't call meetings unnecessarily. In fact, nowadays they say any meeting that is not necessary, let it be an email. Summarize what you want to say in a message, in an email. Send. Please, can you get back to me by so and so time? If you need to clarify anything, I'm a call away. You have saved yourself 5 hours, of unnecessary meetings. So don't have inefficient meetings. If you want to cut down waste, cut down the meetings. Okay? Low productivity. And the next is material waste. Spoilage. Especially if you run food business, you cook. You can have a lot of spoilage. You've made food, you didn't sell it today, and it spoils. Expired inventory, you didn't sell. That's also a wastage. Poor storage system. You keep something and it goes bad. Okay? Then human resource waste. Underutilized staff. See, if you do not have a need, a human resource need, don't hire. Don't hire out of sentiment. Don't hire family members because I want to just get you out of the house. Now, please, what I'm saying, pay attention. I am not saying you can't hire family members. I'm not saying you can't help people. Sometimes we do it in business. You want to take somebody out of poverty, you hire the person, you can start trying to train the person and hope that this person can pick up and go somewhere. So please, I'm not really talking about that, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean. Don't be wasteful in your hiring. Don't be careless in your hiring. Make sure that you're hiring correctly so that your staff can be properly utilized. Human resources, train your staff. When you train them, have regular trainings. Query if necessary. Because sometimes if you really, really want to cause that transformation in the system, you have to query staff. If they do not meet up to expectations, ask them to explain to you in less than 24 hours. If they do not, or if it has continued over a long time, suspend them. It's not wickedness. You are training people. How do you think the likes of the old businesses that are now 40-something, 50-something, some businesses are even 100 and something years. How do you think they survived? This is how they kept checking and checking. It doesn't stop. It's a continuous, daily, non-stop process. It continues every day. Business running, entrepreneurship is not for the weak. If you're going in, you must go in prepared. So you can't have wasteful people loafing around, walking around, and you say you're running a business. If you don't need the staff and you have not trained them well, or they're not getting all the trainings you're giving them, then maybe it's time to restructure. Okay? So, and then poor supervision. Sometimes it's not coming from the people, it's coming from the leader. You have people everywhere. You're not checking what they're doing. You're not assigning tasks. You're not monitoring what they're doing. You're not applying any tracking system. Nothing. That can cause a wastage. So what can be your cost control strategies? Number one, budget discipline. I see that many businesses in Nigeria and Africa don't know how to budget. And for many people, they don't even like the idea. They just believe, okay, let's just be going. Let's just meet. It's just spontaneous. A business does not succeed like that. At the end of every year, tell your different, no matter how small. You see, many of us are thinking that when I have a Dangote size of business, that's when I'm going to, and you will know me. When I have, you will know me when I have that big business. For now, you're running a small business and you're taking it for granted. Call your team, even if it's 3 people you have in your team. Even if they are young youth corpers that just came, call them. Give them budgetary responsibilities. These are the things we're going to do next year. I want to see budgets. Don't joke. If you can be serious with a small business, it will grow. Even the God that I believe in tells me that when you are diligent, you will stand before kings. You won't stand before men. Just be diligent first, and you will see what I mean. So what's my point? Call your team. You guys do a budget. At the end of the year, Have an understanding and projection into where you want to go next year, what you want to do, and what it will cost. Go into the new year with clarity. Stop this end of year doing parties and parties, please. I'm not saying you shouldn't do parties for your staff. It's very important. Okay? But my point is, add budget into it. Call them. Get cost heads. What are the main cost heads? Go and do market surveys. Get data. And feel it. Make your budgets. Next thing, preventive maintenance. That's another cost control strategy. Many of us wait till things go bad before we maintain. When it goes bad, usually the cost is 2 times. But if you can have a structure for maintaining. Today I was speaking to one of my staff. I said, why do you always wait for grasses to grow before you know we are all rushing? Oh, have a structure. Tell yourself once every 3 weeks, once every month, once every 3 weeks, we'll do maintenance. Have a structure. Once every day, go into facility, do vacuum cleaning. Just have your maintenance. Because if you don't have the culture, it will just go bad one day. You will not even notice. But when you have a maintenance culture, you will quickly notice if something goes bad. I have a father who can use a car for 10, 15 years. And no, it's not poverty. Because that man trained me abroad. I studied in the UK. Poor man cannot send his child to the UK. But I noticed that he can keep a car for 10 years, for 15 years, and it's working well. And I wonder, what do these people know that my generation doesn't know? Because every time you can have a normal maintenance culture, even your businesses will not suffer. If you, from time to time, get up in your business, get up, walk around. Look, it's not wickedness. It's not which kind of Oga or madam do we have. Walk around around the compound. Even little things like sand, like dust. Notice it. Call your staff and say, why is this thing here? Why is this dust here? Let them know that this madam. See, if you truly suffer to build a business, you will pay attention to everything. Okay? Many of us were still joking. That's why it looks like the business is not growing. I'm confident to share my story because, honestly speaking, I've run a business for just a few years. I see real growth with what I am doing. That is why I'm speaking to you with so much confidence. Your equipment, check it. Understand how it functions. Call your staff. Build the culture in them. Let them constantly check. You will reduce the cost of some certain expenses by 50%. Use the smaller gen. When you're using the bigger equipment, use the bigger gen. Don't be distracted. We just want you to take a little water. So it's just water. Okay, just drink, and when you're going, they give you something else. But we just want you to be hydrated a bit. Okay? Maintain. Many people think that ESG concerns only large corporations. When you hear the term ESG, sustainability, no. Even poor ESG practices, if you don't follow good environmental, social, and governance practices, it can cost your business a lot of losses. Okay? So please pay attention to it because ignoring these principles can affect profits and can affect sustainability. The first is environmental risk. Look at energy waste. When you walk around your business, your store, your factory, wherever, check for anything that is consuming energy. Some of us, the same maintenance issue we talked about. Many of you leave your ACs. And it even reflects in how you treat other people's own. Because sometimes because it's not your own, when you enter a space, you waste it. You see an entrepreneur enters his office, all the ACs everywhere, they are on. But if you train your people to have maintenance culture, once they stand up and they are leaving a room, they'll put it off. Once they are about to close and go home, once they stand up and they carry their bags, they will put it off. They'll put off the lights. They'll put off everything. They'll shut down so that they can save energy. Okay? Moving to social risks, unfair treatment to employees. Please don't treat your employees unfairly. Don't ever entertain unethical behaviors. Don't practice exploitative pricing. Don't delay your staff payments. Don't have poor supplier relationships. Okay, don't damage reputations no matter what, because a damaged reputation affects your revenue. There's no how you want to talk about it. It damages the revenue. Okay, so let me see what's has been said online. Somebody talked about universities. Someone said public and private universities are barely affordable. That's another sector. So it's almost like everything is now no longer affordable. God will help us. Okay, so governance risk. We've been touching about this one big time. We've been talking about policies. What kinds of policies do you have in your organization? I even remember one of the videos that I think our team put out when we were even asking you what kinds of policies do you have? If a staff reports that he or she was raped, do you have certain policies that can protect that staff? Okay, so what kind of governance records do you... Okay, that's actually on social risk, but back to the governance structure, we're talking different policies. Do you have financial records? Do you document your transactions? Do you mix your personal money with your business money? We've talked about that. You can't do that. If you really, really want to run a financially sustainable business, you can't mix personal money with government money. Okay? You can't do any of that. When you have a strong governance structure, you will have more investors, because investors are not afraid to put their money anywhere they can trust that you can handle their money. And if you want to show that you know how to use money, use your reports, because your reports tell the full story. They tell everything. Okay? All right. So the last is to build financial buffers and safe growth systems. No matter what, every business you need reserve. Can we have money reserved somewhere? Many of you will say, how is that even possible? When I don't even have enough, how can I have a reserve? Like I said, to build a reserve, you need to tighten certain corners. And it's very possible. I'm speaking from experience. What I have not done, I won't tell you. What I don't know, I won't tell you. Okay? So you can build reserve. Okay? Don't delay. You know, like I said here, I said every sustainable business needs reserve, because crisis may occur at any time. Businesses without reserves often become vulnerable in times of crisis. What kind of buffers can you have? Emergency reserve, that is the kinds of funds for operational shocks. In case a shock happens, maybe sometimes your gem just shut down. We're not planning for it, and then you call an electrician and they say, oh, this one don't spoil and we need to do it now. So if you have a reserve, you can quickly just put it there so that the business can move on. Restocking reserve and the kind of funds that you protect to make sure that you constantly have inventory. Maintenance reserve, funds for repairs and operational continuity, and opportunity reserve. Any strategic opportunity comes up, you can quickly put your money there. And the important principle is that the first investment many businesses need is not external investment. You need to improve your operational systems. It's not really about, oh, let's go and get money in. Most times, to be financially sustainable, it's really about your system. Because if you don't strengthen your system, no matter how much money is being pumped into your system, it will flow out. It's what they call garbage in and garbage out. Because it's garbage to your business, because you are not using. Anything you're not using becomes a garbage. Okay, so it becomes garbage in, garbage out. So you need to improve your operational system, customer retention, staff competence, efficiency, branding, governance, and documentation. Okay, do we have any questions? But before you put your questions together, while you put your questions together, what I want to ask is, can you quickly ask yourself these 4 questions? What financial habits are currently weakening my business? You own your business. You know your business better than I do. Be honest with yourself. Today, after today's session, be very honest with yourself. What financial habits currently weaken my business? What unnecessary financial leakages exist in my operations? You can, if you follow today's lesson, after today you can identify what those leakages are. Am I building reserves? That is, am I building buffers, or am I consuming everything? Do I take it down to ground zero? And is my pricing designed for sustainability, or is it designed for greed? Please note today that financial intelligence is not just about making money. You must protect money. Okay? When you make money, you must protect it. You must manage your appetite. Okay? You must reduce unnecessary risk. You must build systems. You must preserve trust. You must create stability. You must sustain vision long term. Many businesses do not fail because opportunity was absent. Businesses fail because structure, not opportunity, structure was absent, and financial wisdom was absent. Don't build a business that looks successful. You know, that's what many of us do. It looks very good. People see that like, if you see the business this lady is doing, this guy is doing. See, let me shock you. Most entrepreneurs don't have money in their account. There's nothing there. But they look rich. If something really happens, most people can't bring out money. If you say something that happens now and we need money now, most people can't bring out money. Or even if they can't bring out anything that can give them money in the next few hours. So don't build a business that looks successful. And please, for your own life, your life is a business. I hope you know that. So everything principle that applies to your business, apply to your life as well. So don't look successful, don't look rich without being actually rich. If you're rich, if you're wealthy, be really, really wealthy. If your business is wealthy, let it be really, really wealthy. Okay? Don't build a financially fragile business. Build a business that can survive inflation. Build a business that can survive pressure. Build a business that can maintain trust, that can manage growth wisely, and can remain sustainable long term. Okay? We'll send you your assignments, but what we want you to do is to prepare a 2 to 3 paged financial resilience blueprint. Josh, did you receive the submissions from last month's assignment? You received it. Okay, fine. We'll review it and revert to participants. All right, so we want you to prepare a 2 to 3 page financial resilience blueprint for your business. Please provide the assignment to people online. Type it out for them. Your blueprint should include, I think they will receive the slides. Please share your emails. You will get the assignments there. So business financial overview, cash flow analysis, financial discipline assessment, financial buffer, and growth strategy. We want to see all 4 in your submissions. I want to thank you all for being part of May's edition of the Sustainability Lab, where we studied about financial intelligence and profit sustainability. I believe that you've learned a lot and you've gotten some value for your business and your personal lives. And I want to wish you the very best in your endeavors. Thank you for being part of today's session. I'll take 1 or 2 questions. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so can we give her the microphone very quickly? And who is the next person? You. 3. Okay, so let's go 4. Okay, so let's just have 4. Okay, so quickly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma, for everything you've done. So my first question is in the part of managing customers. At what point do you let go of a particular customer, especially when the person, mostly for startups, I notice that it's not like you're not charging responsibly, but especially when people feel you're not yet known, you don't have a name, although they know the price of this thing, they want to undercharge you. So I'm like, no, I know what I'm doing it well, so you can't. So at what point will you say, just go away, or you spoke about on the charging as a strategy. What if you consistently, not consistently, but this particular person just has a way of saying, Alpha, just do this thing for me, but you know that this person is trying to like use your head. So at what point do you let the person go?
Well, I think you've sort of already you know what to do, okay? But I will just respond for the sake of responding, and for the sake of people who really do not know what to do. You've already stated it. Things are bad. You are undercharging, and you continue to undercharge. At that point, it's no longer a strategy. It's actually out of fear, and that's what we've told you not to do. You cannot continue to undercharge. So if the person keeps asking for discounts and more discounts and more discounts, you have to let the person know clearly that you cannot offer this discount because it will not be practicable for your operations. And if the person is not willing to support you, just say, okay, that's the best you can do. It's not complicated at all. It's as simple as that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mar. So the next question is about
I hope you have this is your final question.
Yes. So you said that most entrepreneurs look rich, but they don't have money in their. If something happens, they're not able to pull out money. But at the same time, we live in a generation where everybody needs to package in a way, so that in fact, like they have to, so that they can attract customers.
Yeah.
So for like startups, how do you appear real but also appear excellent and professional, so that you can get paid properly for the service you're rendering?
Should I be very honest with you? You will attract the customers that are yours for that time and season. Take that first from me. Be careful when you really want to package. When you are in a certain level in life, you don't need to package too much. You can package, but people will gravitate towards you. People who are meant for you will gravitate towards you. As my studio is like this, we are not. I consider our price reasonably fair for the value we offer, but it's not everybody that can afford this place. That's the truth. My staff, they keep reaching me, oh, this person's asking for discount. And I told them, I'm not, this is not the only thing I do. I do so many other things. So I'm not even part of what happens in this space. But I'm going to use this as an example. So it cannot cater to everybody. So, and the truth is, they are not packaging. It's just what it is. The value of what is here, the value of the investment that was put here, the value of the equipment that was put here, it's just high. So it is the people who know it that will come for it. And there are some people who will say, please now bring the price down. And people just say, if you can pay for it, they know. If you can't, they just know. They just tell you sorry. And they'll tell you there are many other places. So you go there and get what you need, right? So you don't need to package much. If you're a person of value, if you have it, you have it. If you don't have it, no need to package. They will still not come. If you're faking it, I will know. If you see the people who truly know what they're looking for, if they see a counterfeit, they will know that this is not real. This person doesn't have the experience. It's just like a consultant. I'm a consultant of this. No. People who need certain services, who have money to pay, if they hear what they're looking for, they will know that you can advise me. They know that you can help me. They know. And if you can't help them, they also know. Life has levels. It's the truth, okay? So what I would say is just... No, it's true. Okay. All right. So what I would say is don't try too much. Otherwise,
You will stretch yourself and you will feel very bad. And let me tell you what that will do. It will lead to low self-esteem. Where you are, where you feel this is where I am for now. I aim to go higher. I aim to go farther. But right now, no matter how I package, I'm not there. So provide to the people that you can provide to and keep growing, keep growing. You look back in 5 years and you see that where you actually wanted to be, you are now there. So don't stress too much. Are you the next person? Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So what I want to say is, you mentioned it while speaking about structure, right? When you are pricing, you just have a standard, and this is what the level I'm operating. And then you don't look at people's face to change the price of what you are doing. That is it, and that is it. If you write it down, you write it as the minimum you can go, and then that is it. Anybody that needs your service will definitely come for it.
Right. Yeah. Very true. Thank you. Thank you. Who's the next? Was it you? Gospel? Okay, so let him have the microphone. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma, for the lesson. And you actually hinted this during the last Shield Africa
summit
that we had.
Oh, were you there?
Yes.
Okay.
So you were actually displaying that Shield Africa there's a real estate part of it.
Yes.
And I've seen some of the videos on Facebook. So I think it's coming from the aspect of financial buffers that you were talking about, having a financial reserve. So I need you to draw the line. When you're trying to create a financial buffer, financial reserve, are you trying to start another business, or how do you a
real financial diversification is different from creating a financial buffer, but diversification can be a way of ensuring you have a financial buffer. But what we really mean by having a financial buffer is just have savings. That's really what we mean. Just have money somewhere that you can rely on if there is a shock to the business. So it can be in another business that you had. It can be in the form of the savings from that actual business. That's really what we mean. Do you get me?
Yeah,
okay. All right. So who's the next person? Herself? Okay. So yes, I think she's the next person. Okay, you're the next person.
Yes,
you're three. Okay, fine. Since you're just behind him.
So I would like to ask or gain more clarity with regards to savings now.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say someone is saving in Naira, perhaps maybe 5 to 10 years ago, right? And he has a prospect for that saving that he's doing, at the current, inflation as it was at the time, and the value as it is, for example, against the US dollars right now. So when 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, you have the situation as it is now, where if you look at what the Naira was dating back to 10 years back or 5 years back, when it was like $1 to 385 Naira, and we're having right now $1 to over 1,400 Naira. So in this situation of economy that we find ourselves now, is saving now as a strategy towards, in terms of financial intelligence, is it really ideal? Because at the end of the day, by the time when you keep the money you have been saving, it looks as if you are going backward instead of forward with the goal that the saving was meant to achieve. Thank you.
Thank you for that very important question, and I think it again buttresses the fact that we stated with inflationary economies. So I think the only advice I'll give, if you happen to find yourself in an inflationary economy, do not save in cash. Okay, a buffer depends on what you're trying to achieve with that money. Is it a buffer? If it's a buffer, then you have to save in a commodity that is easily liquidable or liquidatable in 24 hours or thereabouts. In jewelries, for example, you can, if you have 2 million naira, 5 million naira, there are good jewelries you can get and you can buy and keep it in that value. And if you want to sell even in 5 years' time,
you can sell it at a much higher value. Okay, and you can sell it quickly as well because it's jewelry. You may not be able to sell a land, you may not be able to sell a house as quickly, but that's where you save if it's really a financial buffer that you need, that you're going to need ASAP. Then if you're trying to save, like properly save, then you can do real estate. That way the value continues to go high. People also say if you want to save cash, you can convert it to USD because USD is more stable than the NGN, so you may save that way. So I think that way you still be covered. You just get assets, but grade them, get the ones that you can liquidate as soon as possible within few hours to 24 hours, and get another category that you can liquidate eventually over a couple of months. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma, for the lecture. I want to ask a honest question. So, my question is about, okay, let me put it this way. You own a business, right? And then that's the only thing you do. You're not a salary earner. So how do you manage your finance when that's the only source of your income, and you run expenses, personal expenses daily, you need money daily? So how do you balance it? It has been a challenge for me, actually.
I love that question. I really, really do love the question, and that's because I've been counseling a lot of people lately. So I understand where that question is coming from. Because when you run a business, in all honesty, your business may not be able to fund your lifestyle, may not be able to fund you in all its entirety. So you will still need funds from one or two other places. And the truth is, your business in the first few years can't really pay you much. Sometimes your business can pay you maybe 100K. What can you do with 100,000 in this current economy? Nothing. This is why I would advise that if you have a business, don't leave it as a business. Many of us are still very young. We are retiring too early. Okay, so many of us are too young to be retiring now. What do I mean by retiring? I'm not saying that you are at home, but you see, you say you are doing a business. Why don't you have a job, like a normal 9 to 5? Because for some of us, the nature of business you do is even one where you can still own a business. You can still work. You can still do a 9 to 5. You can still go somewhere and work. Even if it's not every day of the week, it can be 3 times a week. Find something that works for your schedule. The challenge I'm having with our generation, I would tell you, because I'm privileged to be someone who took time to study my parents and study, those before me. And I'm also studying and I'm like, I'm seeing a lot of differences that may affect us if care is not taken. Now, our parents, in their time, things were not too complicated. The money they had, it was enough. But guess what? You know that our parents still did business and job. Most of you whose parents were civil servants, your mom was still taking something to work to go and sell. True or false? Some of you, your mom would take maybe food or drinks or clothes in the boot of her car. Maybe she's a teacher in primary school. During break, she will go and open the boot. People will come there and buy. After closing, she will open the boot. People will buy bread. When she's done, maybe she has a sienna, she will close it. She will go home. At the end of the month, she will collect salary
And that's every day or every week she's still making money from that business. That woman cannot run out of money. I know she will still have more, but she has several sources. Many of us just say, oh, I run a business. And you run a business, and the business is not really yielding. And in the morning you wake up at 10 a.m. Why? You wake up, you eat, you go back to sleep. You are just posting. But you still have energy. You still have some bandwidth within you for more. The problem I'm noticing with our generation is ego and pride. There's too much. We haven't gotten anywhere, but there's already so much ego affecting us. And that's why some of you can't, some of you are saying you are looking for certain kinds of jobs. That's why you are still jobless. We'll say, I can't go to ShopRite and get a waiter job. Or if you are abroad, you will do a waiter job, won't you? If you are abroad, you can pick any work, provided it pays you honestly. You will do it. But you are in Nigeria. You don't want your friend to see you. You don't want your friend to see that you are working in Spa or you are working in ShopRite. You are standing at the counter and that you are paying or counting people's goods and taking payment for it. But if you are in another person's country, you will do it happily. So what is my point? A lot of us young people need to sit up. A lot of us young people are settling too early, and we have an ego problem. Drop the shame. Drop the shame. I'm telling our generation now, drop the shame and pick up things and do. Have a business. When you build a business, take a 9 to 5. Still do it. Be doing several things. I know this young man called Sesu is here. I'm not saying it because he's here. Sesu does many things. And with everything Sesu is doing, if I still call you and give you a 9 to 5, you will still take it. Because I know how diligent he is. He's doing real estate. He's doing gym support. He's also doing personal training for a lot of people. He does, what else do you do? You see, he's doing vehicle rentals. And if he gets a job that he's able to apply for now, he will still do it. The man says so. That's what they call it. If they want to hail him, that's how. But you need to have drive. And you need to drop shame. Many of us are too ashamed. Who are you? Who are we? I don't want to say who are you. Us. Let's talk to ourselves. Who are we? What have we achieved? The people who really want to achieve much, they keep the grind. They keep the grind until they are 65. They keep going. And that's why many young people are breaking down with strange illnesses, because we are lazy. We don't work out, we don't exercise, we don't challenge ourselves. If you go to a job and your boss shouts at you, you resign the next day. You say, I don't want anybody to talk to me anyhow. It's bad for my mental health. It's true. Is that not what we say? It's bad for my mental health. Because we don't want stress. We don't want it. But you can't survive like that. To have many streams of income, you must be dogged. You must be shameless. It's your money. Work for it and collect it and put it in your pocket. And God will keep blessing you. Thank you all so much. I think we've had our 4 questions. I know some of you may have more questions, but time is far spent and we have to close. Many of you are going far. We apologize for starting a bit late again today. We thank you for your patience and we thank you for your questions. The participation today was great. The conversations were great. And we really hope to continue to give you value through this platform. Thank you and wish you all the best for your businesses and your families. Thank you again. and have a lovely evening and a beautiful weekend. Thank you. And thanks to our online audience. You guys were fantastic. Despite the network glitches, I'd say many of you still stayed put. Thank you. We will be in touch. Our team will be in touch with the slides. They'll take your questions if you have any. And sorry, Josh, is there any question you need me to attend to from the questions online? We're good? Fantastic. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely evening and have a lovely weekend. Bye.
Volunteer, you do a short interview with our media team. Emmanuel, can we have you outside, please? And then 2 other persons who have been coming before. Yeah, and after that we can discharge. Thank you so much. The volunteers, one.